What's up guys, it's Captain's Productions back on the second channel here. Today is Sunday, which I'd imagine most of you know what that means is the weekly update, but I also kind of thought the weekly update shouldn't just be what I'm doing, Lego related, or my thoughts on things, but it should be kind of like a sometimes should telling you about new weeks or things that's going on, or at least the ones that I'm able to cover, or have thought to cover, or my theories on Lego Star Wars and Lego Star Wars related things. So we have our usual system here. We have 13 points of update. So it's be one of those nice long update videos that some people like. So what I did this week was kind of a standard week. I was in college for actually most of it, and I'm working here and there, so pretty standard. I don't really do much within the week anymore. It's not something that I don't know how to explain it. My weeks don't consist of really anything anymore. They're just kind of boring. Yeah, we're definitely off to a great start. Next point. The main channel. So the main channel is great. We did figure 3, we did the Snow Speeder pilot. So on Tuesday, I'm doing this. I need to get the box and the instructions out for it, but finally I did do a man's work on this set for about 2 months nearly. And I've not done a damn thing with it, so really want to get a review going on this set. One of my favourite sets from the 2021 line, which will be fun. Then, on Friday, we're doing U3PO from the 2016 Advent Calendar set, which is great, so that'll be episode 99 of Figure Friday, so 100. So that's kind of what I'll be doing. I usually only do 2 videos a week on there, but it's nice that I was able to physically show you, yeah, this is what we're doing instead of, explaining it. Okay, so the next point is coming this week. So this week I want to talk more about rumour type videos, also do my weekly, you know how we have this update? Well, I think every week that I pass the No Lego Buying Challenge, obviously that will get its own little video here, I think every Thursday I'm going to be doing that, so on Thursday do expect that. Again, if there's any set weeks or any big Lego related news, I'll do something. And I might do another episode of sorting Lego while I talk, like that thing I done. That was a fun idea that might get something else done with it. Yeah, I'm just pointing from the window here. Don't know how I have much else. It really just depends on if there's set weeks or anything like that. Like if something new gets shown off, and then of course I'll talk about it. That's kind of my system on that. My display, so I've changed it again. So we'll start up here and I have the Pro Droid up here, along with the 20th anniversary minifigures in the custom Time Interceptor. It's been a while since I've done this, I think, as well. If we stand up here, we got kind of my Imperial kind of shelf going on here with the Striker Ability Throne. I've got like 12 boxes. That's kind of becoming a permanent thing. I will not be changing that. And here we've got my Republic video codes, or some of them. I'll show you guys this because I spent quite a while working on this display. I wanted to come up with something different. Down here's a bit more random. So we've got the Twilight, we got one of the planet sets, but that will tie into something we're going to talk about soon. We've got the Slave 1, we've got the little plaque that goes with that, and then we've got the power tank. The Slave 1, I don't like where it is. It looks even cooler on top of what we got next. Oh, I nearly fell there. So after nearly falling, here's what I show you is my Tatooine shelf, but I kind of took an idea that I used before. So before when I had the shelves by movie, I had them in order of movie event. Well, here's Tatooine in order of kind of movie event to the best I could. So here we have it representing episode 1. We have, I think it's Pod Racer episode 4. We have Sandcrawler, the escape pod, the land speeder. It's a bit over to that side, but it's the best I could do. Got a little bike that came with the escape pod, and we've got Obi-Wan's hut. For episode 6, we have Jabba's Palace, which again is one of my all-time favourite Lego Star Wars sets. And the next scene on Tatooine is the scene with the Sarlacc pit, which does not contain a Boba Fett inside it, just dust apparently. Who knew? Then we can just have Hoth, which is a bit one of the more lackluster shows. I don't really have much Imperial stuff. I think what I want to do in the most reasonable is I want to get an AT-AT, obviously not the UCS one, but maybe get the Hoth AT-ST and some of the Imperial battle packs at some point. I want to kind of subsidise the shelf so it's not all just Ripple Side, because that's all we have representing the Imperials. That's always the challenge in displaying Hoth, at least that I find anyway. So here's my separate thing. I've kind of got them in a parade kind of marching kind of style. I thought that was kind of cool doing them this way. And down here is the shelf, which has remained pretty much the same. I just kind of want to change the X on at an angle, and I like this the way this was looking. This is definitely one of my more favourite type shelves. And here we got my custom N1 was a speeder bike, and then we got, well, all my 501st speeders, including that little magazine build. Over here's pretty much remained the same. We've got some more Tatooine stuff there, and again, not much change. So yeah, that was the display, looking pretty good. I like changing it quite as often. I'll keep having it, given that I have the limited space in here for shelving and stuff. I'm always finding news, and I did add these two vehicles up here just to put something in there. Because if I didn't put those, I'd probably start putting junk up there, which just wouldn't look good. So our next point is the Dark Trooper attack. That set, I know I've talked about it before, but absolute masterpiece of a set. Like, obviously it's not the best looking set, like, obviously there's way better looking sets, but that set just looks great. Plus, I need to build up my Mandalorian / Book of Boba Fett collection, which also that goes to the Mando season 2, because especially in the minifigure department. Right, sorry, these Shadow Troopers should not be in there. Wait, they've only no cans, so all I really have from Mandalorian is Mando, Grogu, and the Tusken Raider, so I'm trying to build that up. I just love that set. When I go to the Lego store on March 12th, that's a 100% purchase for me. Need to grab that set as soon as possible. I'm probably only going to buy one, but there's like that slight possibility. Oh no, I might buy two. The Dark Trooper helmet is our next point. I don't like it. Now, a lot of the helmets did throw me off, and for a while I was like, they were kind of expensive. To honestly, like, I'd rather spend that money on, an actual set. But I have, I'm going to press that piece back. There we go. Yeah, just keep it like that. The Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker helmet have kind of persuaded me a little bit to get into it. I did like the Scout Trooper one for a while. I just keep forgetting to buy it. Plus, I guess the cheapest in the helmet series, but yeah, it's somehow one of the coolest ones. So that's my thoughts on that. My next thought is the main channel is growing. Yeah, I got 10 subscribers in the last couple of days, which some people are like, yeah, nothing. Again, my channel went a bit stagnant for a while, so 100% happy to see that it's getting growth again. So yeah, I suppose that I've got my main series has returned. It can continue to go up, which is great. So that channel, I think 1,000 1K subscribers is gonna be happening this year. Very excited about that. My thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett episode 6. So this is the point in the update which I'm going to do this week and next week. I think I might have done it last week, although next week will be the final time I do it. That episode is, by the way, this is where the spoilers come in. So it's like, yeah, if you don't want stuff spoiled for you, please skip ahead like a few minutes. That episode was great. I did kind of like the Luke Skywalker training bit, but honestly, I just felt like another episode where Boba Fett, like, he wasn't in episode 5, and then in episode 6, he's basically a cameo in his own show, so. But the scene with Cad Bane and Cobb Vanth, best part of the episode, by far, is that scene. Sure, I like the bits of Luke, Ahsoka, and R2, but that scene with Cad Bane in live action. Sure, there's plenty of people who are complaining, yeah, it doesn't look great, but I still love the scene nonetheless. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm a little bit scared they're going to kill him on Wednesday's episode, so let's just hope that doesn't happen. Let's go on to the next point. The spoilers are over. Boba's palace leak. So there's been one slight leak, and it's the blurriest picture. It's from the back of the instructions for the Dark Trooper attack, and also the person who's showing off the set is trying their hardest to hide it so you can't actually see it, so it's not too visible, but we kind of got a glimpse of the kind of tower section, not as tall as this one from the 2012 palace, so definitely very different, and the minifigures are good, but just the slight glimpses of the build, it's just like, I might not buy it. I might get the minifigures separately off eBay, but I bet they're going to cost a bloody fortune. And populate this palace, because I might go back to displaying this with minifigures at some point. I'd like those some of those characters are Return of the Jedi and would fit in there rather perfectly, so I might end up going that route, but surprisingly we are almost a week into February and so far nothing. This set releases in less than a month, so we're bound to know within the next week, surely. Our next point is microfighters are ending. Possibly. So I'm assuming all of you know that this is what a microfighter looks like. This is from 2016. It's the TIE Advanced Prototype TIE Interceptor. No, TIE Advanced Prototype Microfighter. So microfighters started in January 2014. They replaced the planets. So basically, up until I think it was 2011, right? At least in the US. I think in the UK this only really happened a couple of years ago. But I'm going to use the UK example, right? So up until about 2012, I think. I'm just going to use this as an example. Battle packs you could still buy for about £10, but we'll just use the US version, right? Battle packs started to go up in price around 2010, 2011. And in 2012, so something could fit in the £10/$10 price point. It came out with the planet sets, it also had a little stand, and came from a minifigure and a micro build based off that planet. This one is Naboo. This, unfortunately, they done these through 2012 through the end of 2013 and then replaced them with this. And this is now in the £10 price point. So if they now the reason people think that these are ending is because you used to get quite a few of these every year. In 2022, there's only one. Right, there's only one of these sets, and apparently the one that's just come out is going to retire this year as well. So microfighters are slowly dying, and it's like, what can they do next? Could they return to planets? Maybe this isn't dying, or maybe they come up with a third option. But it would be really nice to see what they come up with, because I would love to see planets return. There's been a lot more planets in the 9 years since it went away, so it would be fun to see. For the record, I would want the planets to return. Our next point is a Rancor pit. So one theory that's going around is this Boa's Palace, and this might save it for me, right? If once I see the set images, this could be the thing that saves it. Is it's meant to have clips somewhere on the set, right? Now, if this is true, this is so we could expand. Now, sure, there's other sets that have had expansion clips. For instance, this Jabba's Palace didn't have clips, but I'd hold underneath this main section. And then in 2013, they released the Rancor pit, which could connect, although we have had sets with expansion clips that never went anywhere. For instance, we had, try to get out there, it's packed in tight. Oh yeah, a bit of it broke, right. We had in 2020, so this set is probably retired now, I'd imagine. We had the Obi-Wan's hut, which came with a clip there and a clip there. Now, you could say it's for the lightsabers, right? But everyone theorised it would connect to something else, another Star Wars set, which never ended up happening. But hopefully the palace, it's not just for guns. Hopefully these rumoured clips is for see if there's a Rancor pit, that would save it for me. The one thing I wouldn't is, see if the Rancor ends up being brick built to hike up the price, I will not buy. So you're probably wondering, wait, how would you do that? Basically, if this is a good looking, if it ends up being a good looking set, I will not buy it immediately. I think I would hold back until we know 100% sure if this is meant to be a rumoured book of Boba Fett set coming in June. 3 months after March, we'd have to wait a while, but see, if set pictures would get released, right, or if actual rumour comes around that's concrete, I don't know, this is why the new Boba's Palace could be good or bad. But next point, UCS Batman set. So looking around my room, it wouldn't be a Batman, but I do love Batman. I do love the Christopher Nolan trilogy, and for the last 3 years now, we've had a UCS Batman set. In 2019, we got the UCS Batmobile. In 2020, we got the UCS Batwing, and in 2021, we got the UCS Tumbler based off the Dark Knight. We've had 3. What could the next one be? I've this random thought popped out in my head. Like, what could the next one be? They're gonna have to come up with some other one, right? Put comments in the below. I'd like to see another Tumbler, but they won't do it. It's like, if you've done it in the Army Camel one from the Dark Knight Rises, that would be a cool idea. And our final point is Lego City sets. So, Lego City sets I've been looking at lately, and I think I'm going to end up building a lot one. I think I'm going to end up swapping one of these shelves, putting stuff up there, maybe making a small city. That's a random point that I'm throwing up at the end of this update. But anyway, this has been your weekly update. Hopefully I'll come out with some videos during the week we did there. But anyway, peace out.